Hey, welcome back to Business 150, Introduction to Management. We are now in video number 2 of Module 6, our look at planning in business. And as you can see from this title slide, in this lecture, we're looking at the topic of the mission statement. The mission statement. This is where planning all starts. And let's see what the mission statement really is for a business and why it contributes to planning. In fact, after this video, we hope you will be able to define the nature of an organization's mission and statement and how it influences planning. So, what is a mission statement? Well, it's a statement of the organization's fundamental purpose. It should describe what do we value and how shall we conduct ourselves. So in a sense, you can see there the formal definition. A mission statement is a formal written declaration of the organization's purpose that contains all, or at least most, of the following: the firm's philosophy, its primary products and target markets, the intended geographic scope, and the nature of the relationships between the firm, its stakeholders, and society. Now, there are some mission statements that won't include all of those kinds of things, but I think that as we look at some examples, we'll be able to understand what the mission statement really does declare on behalf of the organization. This is a representation of the table found in the textbook. You'll see it when you get into the textbook chapter. Questions for developing a strong mission statement. Who are we? Who are our stakeholders? What are our vision and values? What are our core competencies? What are our legal, economic, and social responsibilities to our stakeholders? What are our strengths and our competitive advantages? Those are all the kinds of questions that should be answered, whether it's stated explicitly or presumed within a good, strong mission statement for an organization. Let's consider some examples of real-world companies. So, first of all, our company's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. That's the first mission statement. That's an actual mission statement of what company? Google. And the question I would ask you is, from what you know about Google and your use of Google, do you think that they've been able to execute on that mission statement? Have they been able to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful? I think my answer, and perhaps yours as well, would be a resounding yes. They have done a very good job of that. Now, you and I both know that Google has done other things besides simply provide the Google search algorithm and the search engine. But certainly on this mission statement, they have absolutely been able to successfully execute on this mission. Consider the second mission statement now. Our mission is to continually raise the bar of the customer experience by using the internet and technology to help consumers find, discover, and buy anything, and empower businesses and content creators to maximize their success. We aim to be the Earth's most customer-centric company. Who is that company? Well, that company is very familiar to us, Amazon. Do we believe? What is our assessment? Has Amazon been able to successfully execute on this mission? And in this particular case as well, I think my own personal opinion, my own personal verdict would be yes, I believe that they have been able to resoundingly implement this mission. They've done a great job. Now, can you buy anything you want on Amazon.com? No, there are obviously some exceptions of products and categories of products that you can't buy on Amazon. But even that being said, they still have become the one company that has completely revolutionized and changed and now dominates the retail sales of products industry. They have completely changed how we think about retail purchasing. And don't forget, don't overlook the second half of this mission statement, empowering businesses and content creators to maximize their success. What are we talking about there? Well, Amazon is talking about Amazon Web Services, the intranet software support infrastructure that quite frankly run some of the largest internet companies in the world. They run on the backbone of Amazon Web Services. So on that too, they have been able to execute and implement that part of their mission statement. Now, the third mission statement is interesting. Let's consider that. Our mission is to be the most essential global internet service for consumers and businesses. And you might be hard-pressed to really correctly guess whose mission statement that is. Because it is a bit surprising if I tell you the company that used that mission statement, they don't use it anymore, but they used to, of all companies, Yahoo. And here's the same question. Do we believe that Yahoo is the most essential global internet service for consumers and businesses? And I think all of us would probably agree, certainly not. They are not even close to being the most essential global internet service for consumers and businesses. Now, perhaps that wasn't always true. Perhaps there was 18 months all the way back in 1995 when that might have been true. But it's been a long time since anyone used the term Yahoo and essential global internet service in the same sentence. Now, Yahoo, I used that example very deliberately because Yahoo is a company that has had historically a very large problem with mission statements. If I told you that in 23 years, Yahoo has had 21 different mission statements, and that under the helm of its multiple CEOs, one CEO who lasted 5 years at Yahoo, during his 5 years as the CEO of Yahoo, that company had 5 different mission statements. Yeah. In other words, Yahoo has had a tremendous challenge and problems trying to figure out what they actually want to do and who they actually are. And that's reflected in a lot of areas, including their schizophrenic difficulty in identifying a mission statement they can actually stick with. And so you see in stark contrast to Google and Amazon, two companies that have done a really exemplary job executing on their stated mission, many companies, including Yahoo, many companies struggle with really living up to the identity of whom they would like to be, who they strive to be, who they actually are willing to say they are, and yet it is perhaps difficult for them to implement on that mission and that vision for who they want to be in the marketplace. So, what would be the first step, do we believe, in crafting a great mission statement? And we would note that before a company can make any plan, it has to evaluate the current status of the internal organization. Who are we? What are our resources? What are the financial assets at our disposal? What are our employees particularly skilled at? What technology do we have at our disposal? What do we know about our work processes and the way that we do things? Who are we in terms of our working relationships with our suppliers, our financial backers, and our very consumers, our users? How is our relationship with them? It's only by really performing an honest assessment of where we are at can we really understand where can we go and how difficult will that journey be. In fact, this is an old quote about strategy. This dates all the way back to ancient times, I believe the pre-Han dynasty in China. Sun Tzu, in his famous book on strategy, The Art of War, wrote, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained you will also suffer a defeat. And if you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle." And this is why, even going all the way back to the earliest book we know of on military strategy, this very same type of resonant advice that you have to know, you have to start with the knowledge of who you are and what is your situation before you can form any plan, before you can form any mission, before you can really state any goals. This is where we start in the planning process. So, we hope that you will now be able to define and discuss the nature of an organization's mission and the mission statement. and how that intersects with goals and how they influence planning. That's what really this, after the brief introduction of the previous video, the kinds of things we want you to begin to take away, not only from these video lectures, but also from the text. And so we hope this has been helpful. We hope that this will whet your appetite, in a sense, for the following information we'll have in subsequent lectures. Again, the very important topic of planning and strategy for organizations. We'll see you in the next lecture.